Okay, we're working on a Chrysler Town and Country. I believe it's a 2005, but it'll work all the way up to 2007 or down to a 1998. Here I'm just taking off the cowling, showing you how I'm going to get the front tray out after I take this cowling off. I start removing these Torx bits out of here. Most of them are Torx bits. Some of them are Phillips screws, depending on what year you're working on. Either way, you start taking these screws out of here, and there's about, I believe there's 4, 6, 8. There's ones at the ends as well. I just use a ball driver. Now here I'm showing you that you basically mark those windshield wipers out across the bolt head and just a little tick mark on your windshield wiper blade itself. The blade's up there at the top. Once you get these screws out, as you see there's either a line from what I call like a frost line or a dirt line, but you can put a piece of tape there, masking tape or scotch tape or something like that, just to mark where those lay. If you want to, you can lay them on the top side of the windshield wiper. That's so that when you put them back on, they'll basically align real easy for you. Some people forget which side they go on, and I mark them with different colors. So as you're taking them off, you'll see I sprayed it down with a little bit of PB penetrant, and that one just kind of came loose itself. And then this one here, I just take a brass or a aluminum hammer and I tap on the top of the stud. Don't mangle up the threads or anything, just tap on it until it comes loose. The vibration will pop it loose for you. I've used screwdrivers, but you kind of scratch that cowling sometimes, and I wouldn't suggest it, but easiest way is just tap on them. Now there is a screw here. It don't come out. It's got a little tang on it. You basically turn it about 90 degrees, and then those will come out right there. There's one on each side. So just showing you that side there didn't have any kind of it wasn't latched anyway. Somebody must have turned it or something. But I popped the hood, and then we basically I went ahead and took off the windshield wiper solvent there on the left. There's a hose that comes out the front of that tray, and I lift up the one side, and then I'll go to the other side and I'll lift it up. Sometimes you got to kind of arch the middle of it up to help get it out. This one came out okay, but sometimes you got to just kind of flex up the center of it, reach across it and flex it up, and then you can kind of get those out. But I take up the one side, and then as you'll see I come back across and I'll pop the other side out. You got to get them up a little bit and just work them back and forth. It'll come out. It's not really that bad, but when you go back in, you want to do the same thing. You want to basically get one side up and then go to the other side. Now there's a hose that's underneath, and when I lifted it up, I actually took it apart so that it'll come out. Or you can push them through, either way. Part 2, we're basically just going to start taking the screws out of the tray. I take the front ones out first, and I usually use air to take them out, just a little quicker. As you can see, I'm coming across there, going across all those front little brackets that are on the top. What I'll do is after I get done taking them out, I'll mark what positions they're in. Some of them will come out, some of them won't. As you see, I'm marking them here. Some of them will basically come out. Some of them are like hooked behind it, so you got to leave them with the tray. Get them loose, and then go ahead and start taking this clip here. This is your windshield wiper motor tab. There's a little red clip in there you got to pop out. I use a little needle nose. Pull that out, and then you unclip it. Most of them are stuck to the tray. This one wasn't stuck to it. Somebody pulled it apart before, so I just unclipped it and left it dangle. Here I'm basically taking the drainage tubes off. There's 2 drainage tubes underneath the tray. One on the left side, and then there's one on the right side. So get those pushed down. You just push them down and leave them in there. Not a really big deal. You'll see later here I'll show you that I basically lube those up, and with a little bit of oil, or you can use Vaseline or anything, and they'll slip right back up when you push them back on. Taking them off might be a little bit difficult, but you can use a screwdriver, some big flathead, whatever you need to do to get them pushed down. But for the most part, you can get them with a fingernail. They're both on both sides there. Then there's some bolts that basically go straight into the firewall. You got to take them out. You can ratchet them out, or you can use air. I just basically used air here. Not really a big deal. Once you pull them out, if you can't get down to them, you can always use a magnet to basically pick them up, pull them out. After that, you're basically pretty much ready to pull the tray out. As you can see, some of those brackets popped up, and I just basically kind of make sure everything comes loose and pull out one side a little bit farther than the other. Watch the battery as you do it. I don't take out the battery, but there you are. You can take the battery out if you want, feel more comfortable. I don't take the battery out, but you can if you feel more comfortable. I'm going to capture most of your fluid so that way I can move this up and down while I'm working on it. I'm not taking it all out, but I'm going to suck out the majority of it. You'll see that there's like a line where the fluid is. I just put this in a cup, and it's not showing you going down, but it is. I pretty much emptied that whole reservoir. It just had a stain from old fluid. Okay, and I sucked all that out as best I could. That way when I put the cap back on it, it won't go everywhere for sure, get all over stuff. Keep it clean. Pull that hose off, send it out of the way. Just one more, and pull it off. Set it out. Sometimes comes out, sometimes it don't. So pull it out if you can. You have to take the hose clamp, slide it up. That one just come right out. This one's loose. It isn't good. I can't really get to show you the right way to do it, but usually I pull it up and turn it a little bit so I can get down to it. You don't have to take the power steering unit off, but you do take these two little bolts out so you can move the hose back and forth. That's the easiest way I found to do it. I'm going to use a ratcheting 8. Take it loose real quick. There's a sensor right there by my hand. I did unclip that a little later. You can do it now if you want. You just pull the red clip back and then untang it, and it comes out. Now, there's one right down in here. You got to get 10 millimeter. You gotta do is get it loose, and it'll slide up. You have to take it off, just take it loose. Now you can take this, and you can move it back and forth. Just leave it free. I usually set it up in there for right now. I just basically took a bungee cord and bungee cord this back. You can use whatever you got, zip ties. Hook it up that way. That way it pulls it back. Keeps it right there. So, I'm going to run you around to the other side because it's getting hard to see.